Welcome back. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. Those words spoken by Martin Luther King Jr. more than 50 years ago ring just as true today as hundreds of thousands of Americans working without a paycheck during the government shutdown. There are marches, prayer services, and parades happening across the country celebrating the civil rights icon. San Antonio hosts one of the largest MLK marches in the country with over 300,000 people expected to attend. The president and vice president made a quick visit to Martin Luther King Jr.'s memorial this morning, a trip that lasted just a couple of minutes after facing criticism for not holding any events to mark the holiday. Former Vice President Joe Biden spoke at the National Action Network's annual MLK breakfast in Washington, offering this message.
We've learned in the last 2 years, it doesn't take much to awaken hate, to bring those folks out from under the rocks, that part of American society that's always been there, will always be there, but has been legitimized. We have to speak out. We have to challenge these forces of hate.
All right, joining me now is Bishop William Barber, co-chair of the Poor People's Campaign. Bishop, thanks so much for joining us on this MLK Day. I know it's a busy day for you. Talk to me about what it is you're reflecting on today, considering the political climate that we are facing with the longest government shutdown, and also, of course, celebrating the man, Martin Luther King Jr.
Well, you know, in a real sense, you don't celebrate prophets, you join them. And you join them in whatever they were doing when they died or when they were martyred. Dr. King was focusing on the evils of racism and poverty and militarism. So when you look at this government shutdown, which is something Trump and others wanted to do anyway, they said they wanted to, deconstruct the administrative state. But it's not just the working people, it's all of the poor people, the people who are hurting at the bottom, whose lives are being unraveled by this irresponsibility of a shutdown. But not only does he shut down that, and not only is this about hate in terms of word, he shut down moving forward in health care, even though we have 37 million people without health care. He shut down any real focus on poverty, even though 140 million people are poor and low wealth in this country, 43% of Americans. He shut down any focus on living wages, even though 62 million people live without living wages. And it's not just Trump. It's his enablers and many other people who have not really focused. Too often we just talk about King as a holiday rather than focus on his holy mission of dealing with systemic racism, systemic poverty, and now ecological devastation and the war economy.
I want to take a listen to Bernice King, who spoke today, and then I want you to weigh in.
The concern and compassion for human welfare across the board is being threatened. In this nation and many nations across the world, we have witnessed the powerful resurgence of nationalistic and white supremacist ideologies that are perpetuating dangerous, damning, and destructive policies and practices against all of humanity. My brothers and sisters, our humanity is literally on the verge of digressing to two Americas and becoming the disunited States of America.
Though there's some powerful words there, Bishop, to say the least. We also heard something similar from former Vice President Biden, echoing in his speech, saying that racists are, quote, being deliberately reawakened, citing, of course, that white nationalist rally in Charlottesville where one life was lost. What do you make of it?
Well, Bernice is a good friend, and not only is she talking about, though, just white nationalists and the people we automatically almost everybody would discount, she's talking about this white supremacist attitude that finds its way into policies. That there is the idea that you would cut health care and the disparate impact that would have on black people, brown people, and poor white people. It is the way in which we've seen, even before Trump, since 2010, 26 states passed voter suppression laws that have a racialized impact. It is the fact that we are not addressing the issue of poverty and that we still talk about poverty as a black issue when the fact the majority of the people in raw numbers are poor are white. What she's talking about is this white nationalism leads us to a kind of nativism that has always failed. Right. What has always been the key to America moving forward is when we came together across lines to address policies policies. And that's what Dr. King was talking about, changing laws, changing policies, and thereby changing the country.
All right, Bishop William Barber, thank you so much.
Thank you.
That does
Take
it for
care.
me this hour. Thank you for watching. Deadline White House with Nicole Wallace starts right now.